Welcome to Free Mind Reviews. This is Chris Johnson with a review of Seberg. So Seberg is a biopic about actress Jean Seberg, who funded the Black Panther Party and was substantially haunted by the FBI. And for me, this movie is a little bit of a mixed bag because it's another one of those biopics that I feel like probably would have been better as a streaming service miniseries. And especially considering this is from Amazon, I think, I really think this would have been better as a miniseries because it would have filled in some gaps that I feel like the story has, or at least how they present the story. This one stars Kristen Stewart, who is on the top of her game in this film as the actress, who is flying to LA for an audition, and she meets a big black civil rights revolutionary played by Anthony Mackie. And that catches and after she does the Black Power sign and basically starts a relationship with him, catches the eye of the FBI in the Hoover days, of course, who recorded everybody and looked at black people who fought for civil rights as a quote-unquote threat against America. Yes, because America is only white, right? Yeah, racist pieces of shit. Anyway, I digress. So, I think most of the problem that I ended up having with the movie is the fact that at an hour and 42 minutes, they really stop and start and skip and skim through a lot of things. The movie is basically set in a 3-year span. I think the movie starts at 68 and ends at 71, if I remember correctly, and it really feels like it. The big problem I have with biopics like this and Judy is they basically are almost a greatest hits section of a person's life. When they do them like this, where it's like, let's get this detail in here, let's get this detail in here, let's get this detail in here. But what hurts it is you don't really get inside the mind and you don't really find the depth in the character. Why is Seberg like this, for example? She says, okay, America's wrong. Okay, but me as a black man am very curious as to why this white person cares. Mind you, this is something I want, right? I want the assistance of people. I want people to see the atrocities that are being done. But for, when I get a movie like this and she's funding the Black Panther Party and she's messing with Homeboy's character, I wanted to get more in depth as to why she feels this way, what makes her feel this way, more detail on her actions that really pissed off the FBI, because instead of really seeing it, you're more just told. You're told through other people that she's doing this. You're told that she's funding the Black Panther Party. You don't actually see her communicating with them. Really, the only person you see her communicating with is Anthony Mackie, and then his role kind of dips once we get more into she's being terrorized by the FBI and nobody believes her part. And then you have the one FBI guy who's a top surveillance dude who starts to sympathize with her, and that kind of takes away from Jean Seberg's part to me, and also takes away from Anthony Mackie's role. I mean, in the end, the movie feels like a movie that could have been more about the Black Panther Party as well, and what it meant to Seberg, but then the cause is kind of chucked to the side. It's kind of a type of movie where it's like, us black people don't like the idea of the white savior. You understand what I'm saying? And even though this is a real person, and I don't want to look at it like that, and this is a real person who did those things, who really cared. But as the movie presents it, as the movie presents the story, they present it through the eyes of white savior. You know? Don't give us really any sense of identity for our own problem and our own cause. It's a movie about a black issue that barely factors black people into it, especially the second half of the movie. Hence why I feel like if this was done as a streaming service show instead, 8-episode streaming service show, they could have been more depth into Jean's character and Jean's feelings. They could have put more depth into the Black Panther Party and Anthony Mackie's character and how they feel and how they think and what they want out of this with Jean. They could have put more depth into the FBI and their shadiness. Because, for example, there's a scene that I think is meant with Vince Vaughn's character's family that's meant to showcase how much of an asshole he is. And it doesn't really do the best job of it. Simply because he was being disrespected by his daughter at that table. So, of course, he got mad. But then he'll say something really raggedy about Jean's character. And he was like, oh, you're an asshole. But you were right about the other thing, though. The movie started to have his cake and eat it, too, at that moment. You know, the performances are good from everyone. But I really do think the script leaves a lot to be desired. The bare bones skimming through Cliff Notes version of somebody's life just does not work anymore. It's a biopic. Just put more work into it. Put more depth into it. Learn more about the character that you're focusing on. And I'll tell you right now, for me, the last shot of this movie did not work. And it's funny because how similar it is to like certain films like Social Network and even Portrait of a Lady on Fire that I just saw. It doesn't work. The action choice doesn't work in particular. Because the characters going through a certain emotions in the film. And unfortunately, the many characters made to look more selfish, I feel like, than they should have. They really do skim through certain parts. Like certain thing happens to her and you don't see it. Way too many times does this movie tell but not show. Way too many times. And this is a film. That's not how films are supposed to be. This is a film, not a book, not a textbook, not an autobiography. This is a film. Show me her feelings. Show me what she wants, what she's craving for, what she's fighting for. Show me what she believes. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Otherwise, I don't feel anything. No matter how good the acting is. Show, don't tell. Show, don't tell.